This is a question from theory of computation. Which of the following statement is or are correct? First one, a Moore and Meal machine are finite state machine with output capabilities. Any given Moore machine has an equivalent Mealy machine. Any given Mealy machine has an equivalent Moore machine. Moore machine is not a finite state machine. So first of all, let's understand what is a Moore and Mealy machine. A Moore machine and a Mealy machine. So both are finite state machines only, and they are actually producing an output based on their transition and states. So first let's consider a Mealy machine. A Mealy machine is a machine which can produce produce output based on the current state and its and input. That is a major definition of a Mealy machine. And what is a Moore machine? A Moore machine is a machine which produces output. It produces output based on current state. Based on current state. This is the basic definition of a Mealy machine and a Moore machine. And a Mealy machine can be characterized using 6 tuples, that is Q, Q0, sigma, delta, the transition functions, then the output alphabet as well as the output function which maps it. And similarly, a Moore machine is also characterized by Q, the final set of states, Q0, the initial state, sigma, the input alphabets, then the output alphabet, then delta, the transition function, and lambda, that is the function which maps. So the basic difference between a Moore machine and a Mealy machine is that a Moore machine, it produces the output based on current state only, whereas a Mealy machine, it takes into consider the current state as well as the input that is given for transition. So this is the basic concept. Now let's try to solve the question. The first one is, Moore and Mealy machines are finite state machine with output capabilities. Yes, both are finite state machines and they have output capabilities. This statement is true. Second one, any given Moore machine has an equivalent Mealy machine. That is another concept. Both Mealy and Moore are equal in power and they are having the corresponding equivalent machines. So both the statements are true only. Both Mealy and Moore has corresponding equivalent states. But there is a difference. Like we'll see statement B. Any given Moore machine has an equivalent Mealy machine. This statement is true. So that statement is true. But the transformation involves moving the output generation from being solely dependent on the current state as in Moore to considering the current input state as well. So here in transformation we have to consider both input and current state. And similarly for Mealy to Moore machine conversion also, this involves introducing additional states. Introducing additional states. Additional states. Why this is necessary? Because in Moore machine, we are considering only the current state. We are not considering the input. So to have only current state representation, we have to make make more states for considering the input also. So that is the only additional difference. That is, the states might be bit more, but both are equivalent in power. And Moore machine is not a finite state machine. This statement is false. Moore machine is a finite state machine. So A, B, and C are correct. So from the options, option 2 is the right choice.